Modumaxes. You can see the wiring centre on these, so it's not, I don't know if you can see that, but where it comes through, the little black mark just about there, what happens is a little black glow, we'll ramp it down now to minimum and see what happens now. I think I'll start whistling going off. It gets about 7 AM, so I am actually gaining an extra 2 hours a week. Morning guys, how are we? So it's 5 AM Friday morning, we are in the office nice and early. Got to fail to prepare to fail. So in a nutshell, I've got quite a few things I've got to get sorted out. I was planning on doing it last night, but one, family time is a big time for me. So on night I don't like to get certain things done. I was going to do a bits last night though, but I wasn't called as well, so I did get called out last night to one of our commercial sites, which was a bit of a nightmare, but hey we had a burst pipe in a plant room. So I didn't bother getting no footage on that, because it was about 7 by the time I got out, and then I was back on from 9, half 9, so I managed to get a little bit of time with the family, but that's part of the buy. So reason I get up early. Well, half of you will still be in bed now. Well, you'll be up now, obviously if you're watching this, it'll be posting edited now, but getting up early, 5 o'clock in the morning, yeah, it is hard, it used to be hard, but it's kind of drilled into me and I was kind of normal life for me to be getting up early and doing this. And the reason being, I say I'll do it, I'll say on my first private video that we did. If I get up at 5 o'clock every morning, the average person gets to about 7 AM, so I am actually gaining an extra 2 hours a week, so over a week that's an extra 10 hours of work that I can put in above everybody else. So you will obviously be surprised how much more you get done, and in this time, being used correctly and wisely, I get a hell of a lot of things ticked off. So the email I've got to go through today is just literally got a couple of quotes to finish off that I've been looking at. A few little bits I need to answer back. Get a few materials ordered for a new build site that we've got coming very shortly as well. So that'll be good. It's something a little bit different, but nevertheless, I'm not going to bore you gibbering on at 5 in the morning. I want to get this time used wisely to crack on, do what I need to do. So I'm going to get on with this, make a coffee, and I will see you. Morning guys, so nice and early, 20 past 6, in the plant room already. So what I'm back doing today is just on these two handworthy Wessex Modumaxes. You can see the wiring centre on these, so it's not your standard. This is more obviously your commercial BMS settings this, so you've got LE switches on that side, all my relays, contactors, everything on there. This system talks back to BMS, which is Building Management Systems. Again, it's pretty technical stuff. Darren McKenzie respect. Don't want to lose the hair as well, but caps on today just obviously because it's still sunny. So I'm just going to got this one running. So this one I've left on all night. I'm going to put it into max rate now. Actually, I'm going to ramp it straight down to minimum, see what happens, because it's been on last night all night. The header is warm, just left at 40 degrees, so it's been ticking over. This one down here needs new printed control board. I've done all my checks on ionisation, lead detection, everything. I'm getting readings from my ionisation detection from the boiler back to this, but going back to the board, it's I've got a cut board, so I'm going to do that. See if this fires, but she has stayed on, which is good news. So I can hear my glow, that's good. Doing that is ramping down, glowing nighter. Just for the gas valve to click open. Still waiting, tediously. There we go, she's fired. Oh, that's fired like that. I like to give it a true as well, fight with the case and such, get it true, but we're seeing now. It sounds good still. Maybe not. Right, so I'm on with the bottom module now. I've got that in max rate. The new LMU board is on, so LMU control board, printed control circuit board, that's faulty. It's not receiving an ionisation point, ionisation probe goes there. I've done my checks, the detection lead is working fine. It's actually a faulty cut board, that, so this is working max rate. Now this is the test. You can see in there, I've got a nice glow We'll ramp it down now to minimum, see what happens now. I think I'll start whistling going off. So I've just been setting my high up, which is this little red one down there, and that's my minimum one there, high and low. So I'm expecting to start whistling in a second and drop off. I'm not even set up. There we go, E128, so it's lost flame. So I need to see what's going on there. Again, back to just setting the burn up properly and then go from there. But it's a tedious one, this. Again, I've got the top one working now, it's just the bottom one. But again, I'll be happy when this is... Right guys, so welcome to this part of Separator Heating's YouTube video. So this, it's in a little bit early on, there was a little bit of random stuff obviously. We're taking over really here from when Matty was in, so it was Thursday. I didn't manage to get no content out on Friday, so I do apologise. I've done a few lives on Saturday yesterday, which you will have seen. That I enjoyed that. Should we get the van sorted out? We've got one of our collaborations that we've got coming up, needed me to do a bit of van footage, so I've had to make sure the van's nice and clean, which I always keep it clean, but I just needed a few little bits getting done. While on that note, we've got new merchandise coming as well. We're just currently waiting with toe texters, so respect guys always. I'm not in uniform today, I've got t-shirt on, trackies and trainers, but we are looking at branding up some tracksuits with Caprani. So want a bit your input on this one guys. Should it be Caprani gang hashtag or hashtag team Caprani? Because the plan's going to be, we're going to keep it simple like this with the Caprani logo on, but it's either going to be team Caprani or Caprani gang. So much appreciate if you can leave it in the comments guys. So bit of an educational part of the video now. I'm going to start trying to do a little bit more of this, you know, dropping a little bit of training in between videos. I'm only obviously training what I know and what I've been taught. So again, nice coffee. So today's video is going to be discussing about, or this part of the video should I say, air separators in heating systems. So we've all seen them, all come across them. They're absolutely crap. You rip them out now, but we still work heavily on systems that do have these. Now, the reason being behind these air separators is because, like I say, what they do is it's to do with cavitation on the pumps. I've made a few points here. We can see the reason these are installed. So these are installed on open vent systems only. So systems that have tanks in the loft that feed the heating system, obviously on the boiler. So they're only installed on open vent systems. It's got a combined cold fill and a combined vent there. Now, the big plus side about these is it stops cavitation. Now, on your newer systems, you'll put air vents above your pumps, stuff like that. On your commercial pumps, it does require if they're on a side, they need spinning facing a certain way on the Gunfoss's Magna ones. And also, they'll need an air vent putting incorporated into the body of the pump. But back in the day, these was pretty simple. This was our flow side, this was our return side. And what we would get is the pump would be based below here like this. The flow would come up from the boiler, it would go through obviously the mini cylinder here, which I'm going to cut this open in a minute, and you'll see there's not really a lot inside of it, it will just be open to the elements. And then it'd come through, it'd literally vortex round this chamber, then go down the, well I say the return, it's a flow basically, so it's a flow in, flow out, then that'd go to, which I've done on here, the two ports or B at a wire plan. As it created the vortex getting pushed around in here, now Magna Clean have also painted this as well, I think the Fairmaxes have as well, so we've found out that on your primary filters on your systems, when the water spins round there, cavitation gets drawn to the middle. When I mean that, the micro bubbles, so the micro bubbles would get drawn to the middle, hence why the expansion comes straight off the top. So any micro particle bubbles in the system would then be able to vent directly up, because the water level there, it just vent up and naturally vent to atmospheric. So we're going to get that opened up. Before I open this up, a couple of things like I've stated. It's on an open vent system, combined vent and fill system. It stops cavitation in the pump and it also reduces noise in the system. So one of the biggest reasons we get noise in heating systems is to do with air floating on the system. One thing that I always thought pumps was made to create pressure, they don't, they create a flow. So if we ended up with air in the system, it just flows over it and that's where you can hear like water running on and stuff like that. So I've done a little schematic diagram here of what's what. We've got my boiler. Flow comes off my boiler, can be any boiler, obviously that'd be a heat only open vented boiler. The boiler would be there, comes up to my cylinder cupboard, usually rule of thumb. The pump would be there, so the pump would be just before the aerator there. Now it goes up into my aerator, the cold feed is on the inlet of the pump, flow going in. Then on the top we have my expansion pipe coming there, so you can see what would happen. It just create a vortex around in the body of the aerator. And then it'd come back out and it'd be, but basically I've done the system here, I've done an S-plan, so it'd be pushed to my hot water cylinder or pushed to my radiators. So it's a pretty simple concept that was done. Again, I've not fitted one for years, I just thought it'd be good to do a little bit of a video on one and obviously I'm taken out and done. So I'm going to a bit of coffee now, and then plan's going to be, I'm going to get it opened up, so I'll get some relevant PPE on now, ready to do it. So I've not cut it open up myself before, so it's a first for me this one, so I'm looking forward to seeing what is inside of this as well. So again, I'm going to use a grinder here with a metal disc blade. I've checked my grinder, I've got a full battery. Again, I cannot stipulate enough, PPE is a big, massive thing. Gloves, goggles, like I say. Now, before I do that, I've said this before and I'll say it again on a video recently. Battery disconnected when you work on these, just to look at them, check them. Now, I'm going to check the overall use of the blade. The blade, there's no fractures in it, it all feels nice and solid. Because that flying out at a certain speed could seriously damage it. So all I'm doing now, just making sure it is all okay. All done like that. So this Milwaukee grinder has a sudden stop. It doesn't, I thought it did sort of set, so it still runs over for a little bit, but it does slow down, like I say. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to get underway, get this grinded open, so I'll do it on here, so you guys can see. I'll do it from this side like this. I don't know what track's not works, I'll get bladder in this, so I'm going to do it that way like that, so should be able to see that good. I've got to cut down the side now. Just literally got to cut the lid now, I've cut all the way around that. And that's it. So obviously I've opened this up now, you can see inside there's not much go on. There's no deflector bars, plates, anything like that. It's a pretty simple concept, like I say. The flow comes in through this with the cold feed being dragged in. Cold comes in, it actually forces the water, so if you look in there, I don't know if you can see that, but where it comes through, the little black mark just about there, what happens is, the little black mark there, I'm just finishing this video for 1 minute, alright, you can come in. The little black mark there, what it does, that's where the water hits there, and then it literally just circulates round till it gets to the bottom, gets drawn into the flow outlet of it. But obviously, they put the expansion at the top, and the reason being for this is, cavitation, so it stops the cavitation. So you can have a little look inside that there, pretty simple, not a lot goes on. That is going to go to the scrap pile now, that's in its sell-by date, so it's been quite good to see the inside of how that works again as well. So simple concept, engineering from back in the day, but again, they don't get used much. As always guys, that's today's video. We are back tomorrow, Matt is back in the morning, so I'll be in the office in the morning, and we'll go from there. What are them Toradars? I'll just put them bits on that, so put them on there, and I'll sort them out when I come in here. It's same with these smoke. Them smoke things are not the way I want to be. But yeah, sorry, I'm divulging there guys. So, it's a simple concept, like I say, open vent system, combined vent fill, stops cavitation of the pump, reduces the noise in the system. There's a little diagram. The next one we're going to be doing is to do with the lead pipe welding. So, there's a camera angle, look right there. Yeah. The next one's going to be the lead welding. Excuse it, Jessica's just come in, so I'm just making sure everything's good. But as always guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment, hit that notification bell. See you later.